This section is about saving files, which may sound obvious, but please stick with me. I hope you'll gain some new information. Here is a really important note. When you have a waveform, either that you've recorded yourself in Audition or that you've brought in, any changes you make will be permanent once you've saved it. If you make any mistakes, you can of course undo, but once you have committed and saved, you can't go back to the original. It's called destructive editing. But that is no problem as long as you get into a mindset of saving as. Us voiceovers really need to do this a lot. I'll explain why. It's very, very important. Repeat after me. Don't save. You need to save as for every different version. Audio files are quite small, so don't feel that you're clogging up your computer with various versions. When we get into looking at how to enhance the files, such as making your voice sound punchier with compression and other toys this software has, you may well get studios to actually just want the raw files, or they want it compressed but without the reverberation or whatever you've done to it, so they can play around and they can enhance your voice recording themselves. That's why you should keep every version of every file. This is such an important point. You do not want to get yourself in a mire by not having a version that your client wants. You need to, first of all, keep the raw recording without mistakes, edit the mistakes out, and then keep it without any enhancement at all. I suggest you do what I do. Simply call it job name, whatever the job name is, underscore yourname.wav. Not .mp3, by the way. No. Always save the original in the best quality file type. So 24-bit, 48 kilohertz WAV file will do great. Once you have enhanced it, usually with multiband compression, my favorite, you don't just click save. No, or else the original file will be lost forever. Unless, of course, you have also recorded on the internal SD card in your good old solid state recorder. That's another reason why it's good to have the solid state recorder as well as recording in your computer. It's the belt and braces system. Now that file on your SD card will still have all your breaths and mistakes on, so it hasn't been edited, obviously, it's not magic, but at least you know it's there if you really need it in the future. So you don't click just save, you click save as. Save it as file name of job name underscore yourname.wav. So, you see the difference there? Yep, an extra underscore before the name, a subtle extra underscore. You see, if I had typed the enhanced version's name as, I don't know, project name underscore enhanced or compressed or something like that, not only does it take you longer to type, but when the client opens up the file and sees that it's named compressed or enhanced or whatever, quite often they'll get worried. And some techie engineer will look at the screen of the producer and throw their hands in the air. Oh my goodness, he sent a compressed file. What are we going to do now? And insist on the raw file being sent as well. But they wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't called it that. Honestly, you wouldn't believe what I've got away with, and how you will as well. I assure you, most people will be perfectly happy hearing your nicely optimized file being sent, and will never ever ask for any raw file. And this will save you time, as well as making your voice sound great in their studio. I have recorded many, many hundreds of files in my own studio, sent them to, probably thousands actually, sent them to top ad agencies as compressed versions. Not one has ever complained. And I know the studios who do want them uncompressed, because they usually tell you before you even start the job. So my tip is to simply call the file name of the compressed versions, or files you've enhanced or optimized in any way, simply with an extra discrete underscore. The other advantage of doing this is that both types of files will be right next to each other in Windows Explorer or in the Finder section of your computer. When you select the file to send, when you use WeTransfer, or your weapon of choice when it comes to file distribution, simply choose the underscore version for the punchy, optimized version, or if they ask for the raw original file, choose the file name without the underscore. This is the system I suggest you use for your voiceover work. Another note on file names: if you've created a demo or custom audition job with various takes. Use the name to reinforce this so the client knows there are various takes or styles you've recorded. So if the name of the project is Movie Trailer, say, and you've recorded 3 different voice styles, accents or speeds, then you simply call the thing Movie Trailer _ your name _ ×3, right? x3.mp3. That way the recipient will see as they click on the file there are 3 takes. So if they're not keen on the first one, they will know 2 more takes are coming. By the way, all demos and auditions need to be sent as MP3 files. They're little files. I would send them as 44.1 kilohertz sampling, although most people these days can play anything. 128 kilobytes a second, nothing smaller than that, which will be rubbish quality. Anything bigger than that, they're not going to know. They're small to email and for your agency or production company for checking in the office on a speaker or on a laptop, whatever. Nobody will be pleased if you send them a link for a huge WAV file or A file if it's just a demo. It also is, of course, poorer technical quality. It's okay for checking they like your voice or not, but an MP3 file is not good enough quality for mixing on a network TV ad in a professional studio. So you'd only send the link to the 24-bit 48 kilohertz WAV file, the full-fat version if you like, once you have the contract or the purchase order, or simply a solid go-ahead that you'll get paid. I often get paid up front for things. It's weird. By the way, I don't bother putting spoilers on demos. You know, the little beeps you hear every 10 seconds on some demos that you get sent. Oh dear, why do people do that? You see, this insults the 99% of clients who are not dodgy, calling them potential thieves. They're going to steal your recording. Okay, so don't do that, please. I know some websites like Voice123 do it automatically, but that's fine because obviously there are loads of people who use that site. You haven't got a direct relationship. But if you have got direct clients who have emailed you, you've had a chat on the phone, you know their full details, they're not going to steal something from you, are they? Really? So do not put beeps on demos. Okay, a final word on file saving in folders that make sense. Once you get established, you'll get returning clients who ask for a similar read to the one you did in May 2016 or something. So you'll need to find it. Also, folders can get full really quickly and get unmanageable. So what I do is to create a folder with the current year and then separate folders for each month. On the first of a new month, create a new folder named after the new month. And of course, you back up that last month on another drive or a solid state stick or something. You've got to know where it is. You've got to be organized. I assure you, you will thank me for this housekeeping tip.